Hey, my name is Jay and I want to welcome you to the Financial UA General Service Office located here in Baltimore, Maryland. In today's video, I want to tell you all about an upcoming recovery boot camp that's going to be held in Manhattan on Friday, April the 11th. That's right, coming up this weekend on April 11th in Manhattan, New York. We're going to hold an incredible recovery boot camp where we're going to go to 5 incredibly powerful meetings back to back with breaks in between for meals and fellowship. So if you're interested in learning more about it, I want to invite you to come on in and grab a seat. Let's get this meeting started. Once again, welcome. I'm really glad you're here, and I can't wait to tell you all about this upcoming recovery boot camp that we're going to hold on April 11 in Manhattan, New York. It's going to be excellent. We're going to go to 5 powerful meetings back to back with breaks in between for meals and fellowship. And also, we're going to have qualified sponsors and volunteers from the Financial UA General Service Office on this recovery boot camp. We're basically going to do a meeting marathon of 5 really powerful meetings, and these are excellent meetings. They're well attended, they crackle with power, they've just got this tremendous amount of recovery electricity flowing through them. And these are meetings where you can absolutely listen for identification, to listen to other members, to identify with the experience, strength, and hope shared by the members up in Manhattan. And if you want to join us, you can also, of course, take a share of your own and share your own experience, strength, and hope. These meetings are so good that so many people in early recovery love to attend these meetings, and also old-timers from the New York area love to attend these meetings. It's a great balance of newcomers and old-timers all sharing their experience, strength, and hope, and most importantly, gathering together to channel a loving higher power to be present in their group conscience. And when that higher power shows up, everybody wins. And what this means is that the higher power begins healing every person who is in attendance in that group. So we're going to help our members to work on the following 5 big core issues: alcohol issues, relationship and enmeshment issues, as well as codependency stuff. We're going to address drug addiction issues. We're going to address sex, dating, and relationships. So we're really looking at alcohol, relationships, drugs, and sex and dating. And then, of course, because Financial UA is sponsoring this entire recovery boot camp, naturally we're also going to talk about money, earning, as well as under-earning, and how do you build a program that covers all of the areas where you feel like you still need to grow, and as you work on these areas, you can prosper financially at the same time. So, if that sounds good to you and you're interested in joining us, I absolutely want to encourage you to attend some of these meetings or even all of the meetings. Be a part of this recovery boot camp. The nice part about doing a boot camp like this is a person can get almost 3 or 4 weeks worth of recovery compressed into one single day. That's right, because holding these meetings back to back with such a wide variety of topics and issues that are addressed allows members in recovery to really focus on their whole self and bringing their entire being into program, or as they say in step 12, to practice these principles in all areas of their lives. So if you want to practice recovery in all areas of your life, please join us for one of these recovery boot camps. You can get so much recovery in such a short period of time and make tremendous breakthroughs that will take your recovery really to the next level. So I absolutely want to encourage you to join us. And doing these recovery boot camps emphasizes the idea that I want to be able to share in a separate video. But this idea is called go where the power is. That's right. Now, if you wanted to buy a loaf of bread, would you go to the hardware store where they sell hammers and screwdrivers? No, probably not. If you wanted to buy a new car, would you go to the grocery store where they sell bread and meats and dairy and fruit? No, of course not. But if you wanted to buy some bread, you would go to the grocery store. If you wanted to buy a car, you would go to the car store. So the point is, whatever the thing is that you need, it makes sense to go to the place where they have the thing that you need. A lot of people in recovery struggle with having a certain issue and then taking that issue to the wrong fellowship. Now, one way of looking at it is there's no wrong fellowship to bring yourself and to talk about whatever you need to talk about as long as it relates to your recovery. However, certain people with certain issues are really not going to grow if they're in the wrong fellowship trying to discuss those issues. A good example is if a person has issues around compulsive overeating, restriction, binging, purging, or anorexia, and they decide to go to Al-Anon or Codependency Anonymous or Alcoholics Anonymous, well, it's great that they're choosing to go into some fellowships that certainly are very healing. However, those fellowships do not have the tools or the resources to really address the core issues of that compulsive eater, anorexic, or bulimic. So it makes a lot more sense for that person to go to Overeaters Anonymous, or maybe See How, or even Food Addicts Anonymous, or Emotional Eaters Anonymous. There's a lot of different possibilities, but those particular fellowships are developed to address the issues of that person. And so what this person, of course, would want to do is to go where the power is. If this person needs power to help them stop compulsively overeating, they probably need to go to the fellowship that channels and summons the higher power that heals compulsive overeating. So it makes sense to go where the power is. For an alcoholic, it makes sense to go to Alcoholics Anonymous because that's where their power is. Somebody who is struggling with codependency ought to go to Codependency Anonymous because that's where their power is. That's where the power is that can heal that particular issue. And it turns out that while many fellowships do bring in a higher power that can help with healing of a lot of things in general, it does seem that only specific fellowships have the ability to summon a power that specifically heals particular issues. So, you got to go where the power is. So to bring this back to our recovery boot camp, if you want to recover around alcoholism, drug addiction, codependency and enmeshment, or other types of relationship dynamics, as well as sex and dating, and to bring recovery into those areas, as well as to bring recovery in around financial under-earning, you are exactly the right kind of person, and this recovery boot camp is exactly the right kind of place for you, because we want to invite you to come where the power is. Be a part of the thing that addresses the issues that you have. So, anyways, to keep it simple, if you want to get a lot of recovery in a short period of time, I want to invite you to go where the power is. And since Financial UA really focuses a lot on prosperity, well, there's definitely one place where you can go where the prosperity is, and that is Manhattan, New York. There's a lot of prosperity there. And if you're interested in learning more about it, feel free to reach out to me at financialua@gmail.com. Feel free to check out our website at financialua.org. And of course, you can always feel free to get yourself a copy of our Financial UA 12-Step Workbook, our Financial UA Traditions Workbook, or the Financial UA Golden Ratio Workbook. All these workbooks are available to order through our World Service Office. And of course, you can always get yourself a copy of Think and Grow Rich by visiting our financialua.org website and downloading it completely for free, the first edition, first printing in electronic form. You can download Think and Grow Rich as an ebook, totally for free. With all that having been said, I absolutely want to encourage you to keep coming back, and if you like, feel free to join me as we close with a prosperity prayer, and we'll do that together. God, grant us a serenity to accept the things we cannot change, courage to change the things we can, wisdom to know the difference, and the prosperity to afford it. Fantastic. So once again, thank you so much for joining me and checking out this video. And I absolutely, again, want to invite you to join me up in Manhattan, New York, April 11, Friday, for this incredible, powerful 5-meeting recovery boot camp. You're going to have a great time. I'm going to introduce you to all sorts of members in recovery who have great recovery, and it'll be an opportunity to network with them and get to know them better, and maybe even find sponsors or arrange to have a pressure relief group. So many possibilities. And of course, in New York, there's a lot of prosperous energy, and you can definitely charge up your spiritual battery with that as well. So anyways, I want to encourage you to keep coming back, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks so much, and I'll talk with you soon. Bye.
God grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, courage to change the things we can, wisdom to know the difference, and the prosperity to afford.